From Gumball somehow turning into his own mom's uncle, to a goldfish growing legs and legally becoming his brother, the Waterson family tree is less of a tree and more of a tangled knot. Today, we are untangling the entire Gumball family tree, covering every bizarre twist, questionable decision, and reality-breaking loophole that makes this family one of the weirdest in cartoon history. Let's start with Gumball Christopher Waterson. Funny thing, his middle name was never supposed to be Christopher. Nicole and Richard had agreed on a different name entirely. But Richard, being Richard, misunderstood and accidentally wrote Christopher on the birth certificate, and it stuck. Aside from that paperwork disaster, Gumball's place in the family is relatively normal, at least by Waterson standards. That normal ends immediately when we talk about Darwin. Before Darwin became a permanent family member, Gumball had a long and tragic history with pet fish. It all began with Darwin I, introduced in the origins. He passed away from natural causes and was flushed down the toilet, only for his remains to later be discovered under Gumball's bed. To cover this up, the family replaced him with Darwin II, who didn't last long either after being launched out of his bowl by a trampoline accident. Then came Darwin III, who fell off the roof of the car after Nicole forgot his bowl up there. Darwin IV met his end when Richard painted him orange to fix his black scales. Darwin V was accidentally caught by Banana Joe's dad while fishing. The sixth fish died due to Nicole mixing fish flakes into water and leaving her tablet in the bowl. Another replacement didn't survive a football accident. Yes, this happened multiple times. Eventually, Richard bought yet another fish, this one from the Awesome store. Somehow, this Darwin survived. Not only that, he grew legs, learned to speak, ate normal food, and was officially adopted into the family. From that moment on, Darwin became Gumball's brother, joining him on adventures and frequently adding to the chaos instead of fixing it. And somehow, it gets even more complicated. Next is Honoris Waterson, the youngest biological child of Nicole and Richard. Her full name is Honoris Eyre Waterson, with 6 RS in her middle name, as revealed in the Gumball Chronicles. Despite being a toddler, Honoris is a certified genius. She reads advanced books, solves complex problems, and regularly predicts disasters before Gumball and Darwin even notice them coming. She's not just smart, she's brave. Honoris often jumps into her brother's misadventures, offering clever solutions or outright saving the day. Her intelligence and emotional maturity make her the stabilizing force in a household that desperately needs one. Now let's talk about the backbone of the family, Nicole Waterson. In classic cartoon fashion, her actual first name is Doctor, with Nicole being her middle name, meaning calling her Dr. Nicole is technically redundant. Nicole's past explains a lot about her personality. As a teenager, she fell in love with Richard, something her parents strongly disapproved of. Rather than stay and fight, Nicole left home to build her own life. Years later, her parents attempt to reconnect, leading to an emotional and awkward reunion that highlights just how independent Nicole has become. And that brings us to Richard Waterson, the pink rabbit, devoted father, and walking example of how not to function as an adult. Richard is lazy, clueless, impulsive, and somehow still lovable. Beneath the bad decisions and couch-sitting habits, he genuinely loves his family. His upbringing explains everything. Richard's father, Frankie Waterson, abandoned him at a young age, leaving him in the care of Granny Jojo. Jojo's extreme overprotective parenting meant she did everything for Richard, so he never learned how to do anything himself. Granny Jojo is the ultimate helicopter parent. Her discipline methods are intense, terrifying, and unintentionally hilarious. While her approach produced a man who can barely survive on his own, she truly does love her family and considers herself their protector. Later in life, Jojo remarries Louis Carter, and this is where the family tree officially collapses in on itself. In the signature, Richard adopts Louis as his son in an attempt to stop him from marrying Jojo. Louis immediately responds by adopting Nicole as his daughter, making himself Richard's father-in-law and son at the same time. The result? Gumball becomes his own mother's uncle. Richard becomes his wife's grandfather. And the family tree becomes a mathematical nightmare. Louis' sister, Sheila Carter, is added to the mix as well, making her a step-grade aunt to the kids and another confusing branch in the Waterson lineage. On Nicole's side, we have Daniel Sr. and Mary Ross, her parents. After years of disapproval and separation, they eventually reconnect with Nicole through her children. Their reunion is awkward, heartfelt, and full of regret, including the revelation that they missed Nicole's wedding because they misunderstood what RSVP meant and traveled to an entirely different country. Despite everything, The family finds closure. Finally, at the very top of the tree is Bucktooth Watterson, the great-great-great-great-grandfather. Very little is known about him beyond brief mentions and flashbacks, but his existence proves just how long and complicated the Watterson bloodline really is. The show even hints that Richard's ancestors include rabbits, reptiles, frogs, and birds, making the family history even more absurd. And that's the Watterson family tree. Confusing, chaotic, logically impossible, and somehow still holding together. If your brain hurts now, congratulations. That means you understood it.